Now that Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is out in theaters and a thing of the past by Disney and Lucasfilm, a lot of fans around the world are very interested and curious about the future of the Star Wars franchise. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film was a foundation to create new Star Wars lore. It was also a way by Disney and Lucasfilm to really develop new Star Wars material for the future of the franchise and exactly how it's going to connect to all of that. Now, as we speak, we do know that Disney and Lucasfilm are developing a new Star Wars universe. In case you guys are tuning in just now, this is basically going to be their new expanded universe, kind of like what Lucasfilm did back in the 1980s, the 90s, and even the 2000s, where all of those stories took place after the events of Return of the Jedi. So, looking forward to Episode 9 now and beyond, and exactly what they're trying to do with everything related to Disney Plus and the new Star Wars trilogy and stuff around those lines. They're also trying to develop new canon material, while also trying to explain elements of the sequel trilogy that's going to have a massive impact on the originals and the prequels. And this is where one of the big plans by Disney and Lucasfilm come into play, that I honestly believe is going to be quite controversial to a lot of Star Wars fans out there, specifically hardcore Star Wars fans who really love and cherish the prequel trilogy era by George Lucas from 1999 to 2005. Now, with that being said, on top of all of this, both Disney and Lucasfilm are currently in the middle of creating a roadmap of future Star Wars projects to come in the near future after the release of their latest film, Episode 9. Now, it's noted that Disney and Lucasfilm are looking for ways to evolve the franchise into something new for the fans that they have never seen before to enhance the experience of Star Wars. It said that they are looking for ways to retcon elements of the prequel trilogy era with their upcoming canon material that will release later this year into 2021, that is said to expand the story of Palpatine and what he did during the prequel trilogy of films by George Lucas that will tap into Palpatine's family, such as his wife or love interest, as well as his son that will connect to the prequel films and the sequel movies, that will change how fans view episodes 1 through 3. This is to make the events of The Rise of Skywalker make more sense to the fans and the concept of Rey Palpatine, where it's noted that Disney and Lucasfilm want to also make it well known of exactly how Palpatine was able to have a son, and exactly when it all happened, too, and that they are also looking for ways to adjust the concept of the Chosen One and its true meaning that will also change how fans view the franchise, while also explaining the true fate of Darth Plagueis that will reshape Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. This is said to come in the form of a series of comics and novels later this year into early next year of 21 that will change the entire prequel trilogy era surrounding the concept of Palpatine and his life, as well as the Chosen One prophecy and Darth Plagueis as well. Their plan to retcon parts of the prequels is said to be an attempt to expand the franchise and to create new lore also. So, what do I make about all of this? Well, this is a big risk by Disney and Lucasfilm, and it almost seems like that they now have to explain things that went unexplained in Episode 9, such as how in the world did Palpatine have a son? Exactly who would have a son with Palpatine, and when did this really even happen? And everything related to the concept that the Chosen One is also going to be changed by Disney. Now, if we look at the prequel trilogy era, a lot of fans, including myself, love those movies. Mind you, and say what you will about George Lucas, those movies do have their ups and downs. You know, the prequels really could be seen as horrible films to some fans out there, as well as, classic films. Now, obviously, episodes 1 and 2 aren't the greatest of the prequels, but obviously episode 3 is the best of all of them. I think that's pretty much a general thing that a lot of fans will agree with. But when we look at how they're trying to retcon elements of the prequel trilogy era in order to explain Palpatine's family further, and everything related to exactly how Palpatine's son came into fruition, and exactly how he came into existence, and exactly when that all happened, and how they're trying to change elements of Darth Plagueis and the Chosen One later this year into 2021, it's going to change how we view episodes 1 through 3. Now, their plan to retcon elements of the prequel trilogy, I think, is a big deal. It really is. I think that this could either go the wrong way or the right way, depending on exactly how significant it really is going to be on the storytelling of episodes 1 through 3 and exactly how fans will perceive it after they actually, study or read this new canon material that's going to come out later this year into next year. So Palpatine and the entire family of Palpatine really was touched on in The Rise of Skywalker, but it wasn't really explained in depth. And that's something that will be explored also in the upcoming novelization. That's going to be the first step for them to retcon elements of the prequel trilogy era, where we're going to learn more about Rey's past and learning more about Palpatine's life and exactly how it's going to have a massive impact on episodes 1 through 3. So, like I say, the fact that they're also changing the concept of the Chosen One is also a big risk, in my opinion. Anakin is and always will be the only Chosen One, and that's all there really is to it, in my opinion at least. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.